Hi guys, willkommen. Welcome to my German baking channel. I'm so glad that you are here, and I thought that before I kind of get started and start sharing recipes with you guys on my channel here, I wanted to do a introduction video so you know a little bit about me, what to expect, what's coming, why I started this channel, some of the things that I've learned along the way, and my heart behind it for you as well. So let me get started right away. So my name is Davia. I own a very successful micro bakery called Raven Cakes Bakery. And I started my business in 2023 with kind of a heart behind to bring authentic German food here to the States. So I am originally from Germany. And I grew up in Germany, and I moved to America at the age of 14, and my parents actually won a green card lottery, and yes, it's a real thing. That's how I ended up over here in the States. So fast forward, I actually was missing authentic German baked goods, in particular, and German breads, so much so that I started to bake through my grandmother's baking video. And so I actually, I started baking, and I started to love baking, and I also started sharing it with others, which it was just so radically different. And so fast forward, I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind that I said, you know what, I want to be bringing some of these authentic German baked goods here to the States. And so in 2023, I decided, you know what, what's the worst that could happen? So I went for it. I got all my permits and everything to do my micro bakery business, and I started selling at farmers markets. And once I started selling at farmers markets, which was in 2024 in New Jersey at the Burlington County Farmers Market, I was absolutely blown away by the amount of support and love and appreciation for German baked goods. And so some of the things that I learned quickly was, we haven't had this in forever. This is not as sweet as American sweets, and it's you can taste the good ingredients in there. Another thing that I also heard a lot was, I don't know where to find this, but I had this in Germany, or my mom or my oma used to make this, and I haven't had it since, and so it's just been bringing back memories. And so fast forward, my market started to take off, so much so to the point that I actually don't have to do markets every week because I make 3,000 per market, and I do very well with them. And so this kind of led me to the next stage, which was teaching baking classes. So I was actually asked by the market, who they also own a agricultural center and a commercial kitchen. So I was asked by them to start teaching and being their baking instructor. And even with those classes, they were immediately sold out. And so that really, for me, was kind of like the validation of, seems like there's a demand for this. And it also seems like it's not just about selling, but it's also about people wanting to, one, experience this. They want to learn and know where they can find these things, and they want to know how to make this themselves. And so this kind of landed me here on YouTube, the very thing that I thought I would never ever do, be in front of cameras and all of that stuff. However, I do believe that there is a place for it, there's a demand for it, and so it's also part of my heart to kind of share some of these things from you. So all that being said, here is what you can expect from this channel. Number one is, I will be teaching you how to make authentic German baked goods, and then also, I'm sure, some traditional German meals like Käsespätzle and German pork roast and all of those things. Right now, this is my setup, but I am currently also working on remodeling my whole kitchen. I'm sure I will be sharing some videos of that, as well as I am painting and redoing everything. We just did the backsplash, but I want to make sure it's the right video content area to be filming. So you will be seeing some recipes that will be very easy for you to follow, step-by-step instructions. I'm also right now in the process, and I had a website up and running with everything, but I actually have someone working on it right now to kind of make it more tailored to what I'm looking for. So I also am doing a baking blog as well, or Germany food, and even maybe some travel blog as well. But everything will be really focused in on authentic German baking, and some European takes on it as well. But that will be the focus. The other thing too is if you would love to learn more about how to start a micro bakery, a cottage bakery, all of those things, I'd be happy to also do some content on that. So definitely leave a comment below if you would be interested in some of that. If there is recipes that you have heard about or you have missed or would love to do, leave a comment also. And then I also am currently on a flour making journey myself. So I have my Nutrimil here. I will post a $20 off coupon code for you guys as well below. But that's going to be kind of like part of my journey as well. So I will be teaching you as I am learning. I'm currently also working on an online pretzel making course because there has been a lot of demand for it. People have been asking for it. And then of course I also have my in-person classes that I'm teaching, so you will find out about them as well if you're in New Jersey. They do fill up quickly. However, you know, I am working on developing more content in that way. But some of the recipes you can be expecting is, you know, we're gonna start off with some simple ones. I'm gonna start off with one of the most simple ones, which is a traditional German apple cake. This is a bestseller at the market. I have always sold out, but I want to share the recipe with you because it's literally the easiest cake you can ever make. We're also going to get into some bread making. I do have sourdough. I do sourdough as well. Sourdough in Germany is very different than sourdough here. Germany has over 300 different types of bread, so the variety are endless. We will be making some Brötchen, which means just like small rolls. You're going to learn how to do some of that. You're also going to learn, which is my favorite, it's the 24-hour breads. And what they are is we make the bread and we're just going to be folding it 8 times and then that's it, and then we bake it. So it's very little hands-on, super easy. And so I'm going to be teaching you some of those things as well, which I do every day in our own home for our family. And so those are some of the things to expect. I'm also currently working with German brands. One Stop German Shop is one brand that I'm currently working with that we are off there. They're offering authentic German goods, you know, anything you might need for cooking, baking, or sweets even, or candy, or any of those things. So I do have a 15% discount code for you guys. But I'm also in the conversation of working and collaborating with the Brotbox, which is a German bread company. They make their bread in Germany and then they send it over here and you will get it frozen. You can bake it and it's just as good as it would be over there. So you will receive some discount codes for that, but you will also see some products, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to be even eating a German breakfast, and there's so many toppings and things you can do. So I will be teaching some of those things to you as well. So all that being said, I am so happy that you're here. I'm so excited that you're here. I would love to hear from you, hear kind of like some of your questions, some of the content that you would like to see. If there's recipes, if you have questions about how to get into a farmer's market, or what did I do to, you know, start my business, or even blogging, like what's been my journey in there. There has been so much that I've learned over these last 2 years especially, and a lot of it has been a lot of listening, a lot of learning, a lot of podcasts and videos that I have watched, you know. And so right now I am taking this next step with YouTube. It is so out of my comfort zone. I never do videos like this. However, I also feel and believe that there really is a growing desire for these particular items, and I also want to be sharing some of these things with you. The last thing that I would want to share is the name Raven Cakes Bakery is very personal to me, and so often people have asked, you know, is your name Raven? And no, it's not, it's Davia. But actually we decided to land, my husband and I decided to land on that particular name because ravens are used in the Bible to symbolize God's provision. And so one of my, you know, my starting point with everything, it really was never about the money. It was never about, I can make all of this money here, you know, but it was more so about just kind of like, this is a gift that I have. I love to do this. It brings joy. I love hospitality, giving to other people, serving. And so it was kind of like with the heart of whatever we do, you know, doing it for the glory of God, but then also whatever we do, you know, giving back and providing for others the way God has provided for us. And so some of the ways that I have intentionally done so has been through, you know, whatever I have made at the markets, to be giving a percentage of that back. to people that are in need, friends that have needs, people that we know of that are in certain situations. So that's been I've been intentional with that. That's been a part of the desire in all of this. That's also been bringing me a lot of joy. And then even my customers and the people that I engage with on a daily basis, I do give out a lot of free stuff. And so don't expect it if you come to the market, but it's just really cultivating relationships and giving with joy, because that's really what it's about. So all that being said, I'm so happy that you're here. Maybe I'll teach you a few German words along the way. But I would love to hear from you and hear any of your connections to Germany. I would love to hear what you would love to learn. And I really hope you can stick around for this, but this is kind of my low budget intro video. I'm sure over time it will get better, but thank you for sticking with me, and we all start somewhere. So here it is. Thank you, and auf Wiedersehen, which in